Orecchio's here from the clinical, she's from Whole Journey, the founder of Whole Journey. And no matter how much you think you know about health and fitness, you're going to learn something new every week. And we are talking about an addiction this week. It is a sugar addiction. Americans have no idea how addicted they are to sugar, and it's such a realization when you realize how dangerous it is for your health. So you say millions of people are suffering from a sugar addiction without realizing it? Millions. And how so?
It's a complete epidemic. I don't think that we realize we have an obesity epidemic. Sugar's responsible. We have a diabetes epidemic. We have all of these issues, and sugar is largely at fault for that.
So I just recently got off of a 21-day sugar detox that I do about twice a year, and I literally, it's just to let you know and be aware of what you're actually eating. And even things like you go to grab a yogurt and it's strawberry flavored. 25 grams of sugar, and it's fat-free, so you think on the outside, okay, I'm doing good. But it's all these things. Can you also kind of point out to people who are watching and our viewers those simple things that we just don't know that have sugar in them?
Exactly. Like you talk about yogurt, we go into people's homes and we're getting out the junk and we're restocking the kitchen, and they often say, oh, I don't eat that much sugar, don't worry about me. And invariably, Heather, there are 50 things on the table that they don't have to be ice cream and cakes and cookies. It's yogurt and pasta sauce and baby food, baby formula, I mean bread. It's in so many different things that on average we are consuming 158 pounds of sugar per person per year in America, and we don't even realize it. I think most people are eating more than their own body weight in sugar every year.
Which could allow for weight gain over a span of years. You're not going to stay the same weight if you just keep eating sugar. So sugar is very addictive too. Can you explain why?
Sugar would be illegal if it were introduced today. Do you know it's just a few chemical molecules different than the chemical makeup of cocaine? That's a really, really powerful thing to think about, and what qualifies something as addictive. Having just a little bit creates a desire for more, and suddenly taking it away causes withdrawal symptoms. Or you just did a 21-day detox, and then when you add it back in, what? You get a headache, you get mood disorders.
I went and had brunch, and I was not feeling very good. I'll tell you what. It makes you want to just stay on it because you feel so clean and you feel good about yourself, and your stomach is flatter. It's very nice, I promise.
There's no reason to eat sugar. I mean, as a nutritionist, we have all kinds of alternatives that taste just as good, and my whole philosophy is keep the sweetness, lose the sugar. You don't have to deprive yourself, but you can use things like, did you get into xylitol at all on this
I did not. We actually couldn't have that either.
Nothing. Nothing sweet. Okay, well, good for you. But there's things like xylitol. It looks and tastes just like sugar. You can use it cup for cup in place of sugar in any recipe, or coconut sugar, just like brown sugar.
Okay.
You want to think there's a glycemic index of how sugar affects your blood sugar from 1 to 100. So the white stuff is 100, but xylitol is a 7, and coconut sugar is a 35. So these are like infinitely an upgrade.
And then can you show off that soda bottle and what you're trying to represent there for us?
Okay, so it's safe to say we've all had one of these, right? There is a teaspoon of sugar per ounce of soda. So I want you to think about how much sugar that is. And now we have high fructose corn syrup, so there's even more. They had to start adding more. They used high fructose corn syrup because this couldn't pass the suspension rate. So when we first introduced sugar to our society, it was a little under 400 years ago in the 1600s. And people were having this amount of sugar throughout their whole lifetime.
Oh, wow.
So think about a 1,500% increase in sugar. A lot of people are having this amount of sugar before lunch today, and they don't even realize that.
Right. And so you're saying that these forms of sugar, the sweet potatoes, the yams, those are okay. Those are good forms of sugar that our bodies will be able to break down and digest?
Yes, complex carbohydrates, not the simple ones like the white bread and white rice, but if we can stage complex carbs like sweet potatoes, these are sweet potatoes, these are yams, I get that question a lot, whole grains like brown rice and quinoa, or beans and legumes, if we stage those, let's say you have something, a complex carb with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's highly likely you will never get the sugar cravings because you're slowing the release of glucose in your system. And it's really all a game of biochemistry.
And we want to let people know that what's going to happen when you decide to maybe let some of those sugars go. Say you have one of those sodas every morning on your way to work, or you put a teaspoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of sugar in your coffee, and you decide, I'm going to go cold turkey and do a detox, and I'm going to have no sugar, what's going to happen to your body, and what are you going to feel? I know this answer, but I'm going to let you answer it.
I do want to hear what happened to you, though. So yeah, you're going to get headaches. I mean, it's a drug, and you're going to detox from a drug, and you might get some digestive upset. You might get some mood imbalances. And for sure, headaches is a big part of detox, but you just drink a lot of water, you use the natural substitutes, and you have to wade through, right? Those first couple days of detox are hard, and a lot of people never want to go through 3 days or 4 days of detox to get all these benefits. So I would say muscle through it.
It took me until the second week. So first week, what you're seeing for sure is, and for me, it was my workouts that I had to cut grains, I had to cut rice, I had to cut, you know, all of those complex carbs that we're seeing right here, not even sweet potatoes. So I went, it was a cold turkey thing, and you're going to get some headaches and things, but in the end, you can start to reintroduce some of these things, and your body just feels so much better. Anyone that's having any GI problems or digestive problems, they're going to feel so good after it as well, because just like you're saying, it's so hard for our body to process sugar and all of these things that are out there in our store shelves that we just have no idea. So before we go, let's just talk about very simple sugar alternatives. I think people would be confused about that coconut one and where to find something like that.
You can find any of the stuff that I talk about in a health food store, whether it's Sprouts or Whole Foods or Jimbo's. So coconut sugar, if you go to the baking aisle, you can find what's called xylitol. Xylitol. It's a sugar alcohol that comes from the birch tree. Coconut sugar, maple syrup, stevia. We have so many alternatives. I'm not a fan of agave.
No.
The latest research says that you have to process it through the liver the same way high fructose corn syrup has to be processed through the liver. So we've kind of taken it out of our recipes, and as new research comes up that I know and I trust, I make those adjustments.
Every day I'm learning something new from Christa every time she comes. All right, and you can check out her blog, all the information on the whole journey. It's on her website. She's located in Encinitas as well. Go to fox5sandiego.com and click on the Scene on tab. Raul, you know what that means, right? That means you only get one Girl Scout cookie instead of the whole box.
Oopsie.
What? He has his dash. He really does.
One at a time.
Oh.
What?
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it. Okay, somebody else is taking the box now. 9:30.